as we said, I've tried everything with 4 first. Didn't work. I've tried looking for a clues. Didn't work either. I really wouldn't want to do it the silly way. So as I said, to just try various combinations based on pretty much nothing. Not how I intended for this playthrough to go in first place. And secondly, I don't think that game developers would leave me with no clues whatsoever. As I said, what comes to mind, because this looks like a keypad on your phone, right?
The instructions are written in a language I don't recognize.
Because it looks like a keypad of the phone, I would say that I should be using the same options as I used when calling them. So number 4 for Barrockstadt, number it wasn't 3, it was 1 for raising the level of water. And it was the star that I confirmed with. But nope. Was it? Hold on. First of all, when I rang them, they've asked me to press something, which I don't remember what it was, to even log into that customer service thing. 276666742. 276666742. Let's try that again. 276666742. 276666742. Call, okay? And now they will ask me to press something. What was that?
Welcome to the East Block Control Center. To start, press the number sign.
Number sign. Is that the hash?
If you are using the
Yeah.
Altenburg lock, press 1. If you are using the Morloff lock, press 2. If you are using the Koningpass lock, press 3. If you are using the Barrockstadt lock, press 4. To return to the last command, press the number sign. Welcome to the East Block Control
Okay, so
Center.
I've got that right. That's the number lock. Sorry, number sign.
If you are using the Altenburg lock, press 1. If you are using the Morloff lock, press 2.
Then I'm pressing 4 for the Barrockstadt lock.
If you want to raise the water level,
And then I want to raise the water level pressing 1.
lower the water level, press 2. To return to the last command, press the number.
Let's try 2. Okay.
You want to lower the water level
Yep.
in the Barrockstadt lock?
Yes,
To
please.
confirm your choice,
Press star.
To return to the previous command,
So it's
press the
hash
number sign.
41 or 42 star.
Your request.
Yes, I know, he's on holiday. Let's try doing it manually again. Hash 4 for Barrockstadt, 2 for lowering, star. There we go! Didn't they say they need higher water level? Is that everything? No, you don't need it. Very well. Very good, Kate. Such a clever girl you are. Such a clever girl. So maybe the last 20 minutes wasn't a total waste of time. Okay, yeah, I know, I'm just lying to myself, it was. But we've got this eventually. And I probably won't bother to edit that out, because why would I? So if you've gone with me through 20 minutes of me running around and then 5 seconds of actually resolving the issue, then congratulations to you and me. Hello.
Hey there, on the boat.
Guten Tag, schöne Mademoiselle.
My husband said,
Hello, young lady.
You want to talk to us?
Yes, I've got the logs sorted.
Right, I've got it. I know now how the locks work. So guide your boat into the lock, and I'll take care of the mechanism.
Godverdomme. Das ist eine echte Ladies. Alle etwa, range alle Dingen and obligados de dame. Ach, set content und zurück again.
What did your husband say? You, hurry up. We hurry to travel again. Okay. We'll meet each other on the other side. By my train, okay?
Well done, Kate. Very well done. It actually gives you a great sense of achievement if it's not very straightforward, but you somehow get to find the right clues and do it. At least it gives me a very good sense of achievement. Quite proud of myself now. Okay, so let's meet them by the train and see what they want this time. So I think I will have to use that panel again a couple of times just to get them to the right place. By the train is here. So maybe I should have gone... I'm gonna be running around and looking for them now. It's not here, is it? Just to make sure that we've got this part covered. No, they're not here. So why don't I go right, just to cover area by area, so I know where I've been and where I have not been. Let's just... oh, sorry, I didn't want to talk to you. No, never mind, I'm gone.
I won't disturb you any longer, Mr. Station Master.
Welcome to Barrockstadt, miss.
I'm actually hoping to say goodbye to Barrockstadt quite soon. Although this might be a little bit too optimistic. Come on, Kate. Are they here? Yes, they are here. But I can't speak to them from... So is it the time to use the machine again? Use the control panel again. Let's have a look. I'm not sure if I know what they want from me now. Wasn't that enough? Need to use it now? Yes. Okay, so again, hash 4. Let's try with 2 again. Nope. Hash 4 1. There we go. I wish I was told somehow lower and then raise, or we need lower water level and then higher water level. I wasn't quite sure what I'm looking for really. Or maybe I have missed something. Do I need to use it again?
I don't need to do that again.
Ah, and you don't say not yet anymore, which would mean that you don't need to do that again at all. Which is well done. I think they've gone somewhere here, haven't they? Nope? Okay. My bad. So, what do I need to do next? Are they in the right place and can I wind my train up now? I've not even seen that winding up machine that she mentioned. She said it was there. I kind of trusted her on that one. But I'm not quite sure if I've seen it. Therefore, I'm not sure what to do next. Ah, my moments of clarity are so short, aren't they? Ah, there we go. Hello.
Hey there! On the boat! Da, barge on other side! You still need us?
With the
It must be really neat to travel by river.
Oh, slick the boot. I'll forget das Grund. For me, loco is fantastic. Eine kleine Rot mit Hustet, okay. You got.
Excuse me? My husband say he like his barge and he not like your train. Too noisy. If you want to travel in tin can, you stay in tin can. Sure.
I would happily stay.
There. Your barge is over the locks now. It's up to you to keep your part of the bargain.
Yes, Frau. Attach loco.
My husband say, return to train, attach chain, then barge will pull.
What
Okay,
chain?
I'll get moving.
Okay.
I'll leave you to it. I won't disturb you again.
What
Dos vidania.
chain are we talking about? Have I missed something again? Nothing here though, is it? Can you tell me a bit more about what do I need to do?
Hey there! On the boat! Da, barge on other side! You still need us? What do we do now to tie my train to the barge?
Ah,
Mademoiselle tak. Loco mitchen.
What did your husband say? You attach chain to train and chain to train with barge.
Oh, catch it up.
ah. It is good to know that I need to check all the options. All the conversation options. Sometimes I won't be getting everything just by being in the right place in the story.
Looks like something's missing.
I know what's missing. The hook's missing. Now, aren't we proud of ourselves? That's how I get here. How did you know it was there if we never entered the walls? Never mind, you are brilliant, Kate. You see through things. Unless it's before those walls. In which case, I've just not noticed something. Oh, and he's calling me to say the lecture started.
Hello, Kate Walker here.
Miss Walker, this is Professor Pons. I'm about to start my lecture on the Youkols at any moment. Please make haste to come.
Okay, I'll give it my best.
Excellent. We'll be in the main lecture hall. See you soon.
So I'll leave the train for now, I'll go for the lecture. And probably that will be my goodbye to Barrockstadt, and I'm not gonna be crying because of that. Unless that will be tears of joy. Although the professor was nice. And I got to learn some new words and language I don't know which. Looks empty without my train now. I think it looked much better with the train. And that's gonna be my last visit to the University of Barrockstadt. Let's go. Now that I think of it, because Professor Pons is giving a lecture, what I will do, I'll pop into the library first and then see if anything changed on that ladder, because the guy should be gone for the lecture by now. I'll just see if he's left anything useful in there maybe. It's not gonna take too long to check. And since it popped into my head, oh no, there's a lecture going on, man.
Hello.
Shh, don't talk so loud.
I'm sorry, but I was wondering if you could help me.
Can't you see I'm very busy?
What are you looking for?
None of your business. Now, if you don't mind, I am trying to concentrate. I haven't got a lot of time left before Professor Pons' next tutorial.
Professor Pons, you say?
Would you mind working elsewhere, please?
Always worth checking. But in this case, let's go straight for the lecture, which has probably already started. It's a bit silly that she needs to go this way instead of going straight upstairs.
There you are, Miss Walker. Good, good. Take a seat quickly. I'm impatient to start my lesson.
With 2 students, okay. Five students.
My young friends, a very exciting discovery, unimaginable up until only a few hours ago, has come into my hands and has finally allowed me to complete my study on the mysterious Youkol people. Lights, please. The Youkols Syberia. This distance and the climatic conditions of the region, which are unfavorable to human existence, have limited the size of the Youkol population and kept it out of reach of the scientific world. The handful of slides that follow are actually the only documentation we have in our possession. It was a Russian explorer who made these drawings and took these photographs 100 or so years ago. Today, we owe what we know about the Youkol people and their culture to him. We know that the origins of the Youkols date back to the last ice age. Curiously, evidence of their presence has been found in Western Europe, and more precisely in the prehistoric caves at the heart of the Alps. This people, it seems, undertook a long migration over centuries towards the far north of the globe. The reasons for this migration are due to the importance of the mammoth in their craft, trade, and culture. They used them for transportation and as beasts of burden. The mammoth brought them meat, skins, fat, and ivory. Man and animal lived in symbiosis. There's no doubt about it. Mammoths started to drift away from the region due to changing climatic conditions, and the Youkols followed them to the north, to the edges of Syberia. Prehistoric cave drawings, identified as Youkol in origin, first led me to the extraordinary hypothesis that the Youkols had managed to domesticate the mammoth. They are, to the best of our knowledge, the only prehistoric people to represent a man riding a mammoth. Today, because of this genuine mammoth skin effigy, identified by myself as an authentic Neolithic object, I can confirm this hypothesis. Youkol forebears managed to tame mammoths. Prehistoric man uses little imagination. He draws what he sees and represents scenes from real life. This familiar day-to-day object is actually a children's toy. As we have seen, Youkol existence was inextricably linked to that of the mammoth. They used its skin for clothing and to make the roofs and walls of their houses. They used the tusks to build the frameworks of their homes, as well as weapons, tools, and jewelry. Curiously, the disappearance of the mammoth 12,000 years ago had no immediate effect on the Youkol's way of life. It seemed that for a long time after, the people maintained their strong bond with the mammoth through the centuries. As incredible as it may seem, the Youkol people have continued right up until the start of this century to feed themselves on mammoth meat and to use the skin for clothing and shelter. Their ivory craftwork industry is still flourishing. It would appear that to preserve ancestral customs, the Youkols learned how to exploit through the centuries the large number of frozen mammoth carcasses that were perfectly preserved in the ice of the Siberian tundra. They have been able to live mainly off this enormous freezer stock for almost 30 centuries. As plausible as this explanation may seem, it seems it is not enough for the scientific community who, I will confess, is greatly perplexed by the question. In the absence of acceptable scientific evidence, we have to make do with Youkol shaman artifacts. The research department that I have the honor to represent today lends no credence to the myths and legends that these tribal charlatans peddle. We have to take their stories at face value, mere tales to while away the long Siberian winter. The legend of the Siberian ice ark is a very good example, and you are invited to find out for yourselves from the pamphlet that I had passed around to you. This legend would have us believe that today, somewhere on a lost island to the north of Syberia, there are living mammoths still in existence, a sort of hangover from the Ice Age. This small herd has been miraculously preserved for more than 120 centuries by the Youkol's tender king. The island on which the pachyderms are said to live is called Syberia. My friends, I advise you to resist the temptation you may have to believe in this pish and tish. The island of Syberia is not charted on any map, and the idea that mammoths have survived to the 21st century is an idle scientist's pipe dream. The Youkols were sadly among the first victims of the colonization of continental Syberia led by the Russians in the 20th century. The Kolkhoz and Sovkhozs systems, as well as the exploitation, disdain, and humiliation people had to suffer, marked a definitive break in the Youkols' traditional lifestyle. And since the collapse of the communist regime, the Youkol population finds itself confronted with the same political and social upheavals that other Siberian communities are experiencing. There are two consequences to arise from this. Some Youkols have lost their tribal identity and have integrated into the Russian population. Others, however, have sought long and hard to re-establish links with their ancestral culture that was lost under the Soviet regime. Now, at the start of the 21st century, the last true surviving Youkols have gone to live on the vast territories of their ancestors. Nobody knows today where they live or how they survive. Their very existence would be a matter for speculation if they did not turn up periodically at the tundra's most isolated fur trading posts to exchange mammoth tusks for essential items. There ends my lecture for today. Thank you for being among us today, Miss Walker. Please make your way to the laboratory where you will find your mammoth doll. There are also photocopies of my lectures should you so require them.
Well, so I believe that we have just been told we're gonna see a live mammoth. Not been here before, have I?
No point. It's
Oh,
locked.
I'm not gonna be there for now. Let's go back to the laboratory. Although hold on just a second, let's see if he's not left anything interesting, and then we shall go to the laboratory to do what? To take our mammoth doll. No, I can't see anything here, so I'm guessing that's all clear. Let's go then. It was very interesting. I like those sort of... It wasn't really a cutscene though, was it? Those sort of extra information you're getting about the plot and about both things you're gonna see or both the things you might see in the future. I mean, in so many games it could have been just 30-second talk about mammoths and Youkola people. And because it was so in-depth, it went into their history, it was so much more realistic. I really liked it. And we are back here. Let's speak to him first.
Professor, it's me. I've come to pick up the mammoth doll.
The doll is waiting for you there, Miss Walker. Please take good care of it.
Don't worry. I'm beginning to get quite attached to it myself. Can I trouble you just a little longer?
With pleasure, Kate. I'm all ears.
Do we really need anything from him at this point?
I must congratulate you for your lecture. You were right. The subject is absolutely fascinating. I never believed that mammoths could be so interesting.
What you heard was only the tip of the iceberg, my dear. But if I have at least awoken a passion in you, I'm only too proud.
Did Hans Vorarlberg agree with your hypothesis on the Youkols being able to tame mammoths?
Now, Hans was no man of science. His pathological obsession was to find mammoths that were still in existence. Such a hypothesis is somewhat overblown, don't you think?
You don't believe in it yourself?
Mammoths died out thousands of years ago. Of this we are certain. Today, the only mammoths in Syberia are frozen ones.
Do you know where Hans might have gone after his stay here in Barrockstadt?
No, but I would not be surprised if he left in search of the Youkols, or what is left of them today.
It just makes me wonder, in real life, right? Small tribe of people, even smaller tribe of, well, herd of mammoths, right? If they were to survive through such a long time, the mammoths would have to inbreed strongly. So is that actually a possibility, or that kind of inbreeding would just destroy the genetic code and they would just die out of sicknesses and things like that? It's interesting.
What would you say about seeing Hans Vorarlberg again?
No, he doesn't want to do that. We've already been through it. Are you interested about my train?
Arriving in Barrockstadt is an amazing experience. I've never seen such a station.
Nope,
Yeah.
you're not very interested.
Clockwork trick.
Okay, so I guess
I'll
that's
leave you
it.
in peace. I hope I haven't disturbed you too much.
Sorry? No, not at all, my dear child.
Let's take the doll. Let's take whatever else we can. I will read it, just not at the moment. I'll go and get the train up and running first. I'll go and get the train up and running. Although, you know what, just for the sake of putting all the parts of the story together, I'll read it now. The Legend of the Ivory Ark, which something tells me is going to be very important. Wonder why. The last ice age ended when the planet warmed up. This sudden climatic change threatened the existence of many animal species, including mammoths inhabiting the far northern Siberian wastes. It is said that the Youkols decided to follow Noah's example to build an enormous ark to try to preserve the mammoth's existence. They lived in symbiosis with the pachyderm, which was at the heart of their religious worship. The ship was constructed entirely from mammoth tusks. A small herd of mammoths was installed on the board with enormous quantities of fodder. Control of the ship was entrusted to a handful of particularly intrepid Youkol clans. Their mission was to take the animals to other lands with the pastures more befitting to their survival. One day, 50 summers later, as legend would have it, the ark returned to its starting point. The Youkols were astonished to find nobody aboard apart from the carcasses of several mammoths, perfectly preserved in the ice and encasing the ship. The clansmen believed this was a mysterious sign from the gods, and they ate the mammoths in the memorable feast. 1 week later, the ark set sail once more, carried away by the currents. Again it returned half-century later, with not a soul on board except more well-preserved frozen mammoth carcasses. The mystery continued for millennia, each time the surprisingly well-preserved mammoths appearing out of nowhere. The Youkols interpreted the phenomena as a benevolent offering from their dead companions, who were believed to have perished on the ark's first voyage in some horrendous maritime cataclysm. It was believed that their souls had found eternal rest on a mythical island of shaman named Syberia. They constructed a whole religion around this belief, with rites and customs punctuated by the periodic appearances of phantom ship and its precious cargo. For centuries nothing changed the ark's mysterious cycle. Only the size of Mammoths changed, reducing imperceptibly over time. Until one day, 100 or so years ago, the Ark returned earlier than expected. It was empty. The Youkols were dumbfounded and utterly confused. The spirits of their ancestors had forsaken them. Everything they had believed in, that had been the bedrock of their culture since the very depths of the time, had now lost all meaning. The most fanatical believers noted that the frequency of appearances had in fact increased, and maintained that there was still hope as long as the Ark continued to return journeys from the unknown. Some elder Youkols boasted having seen it several times, but thenceforth each time the white ship returned, it only offered an empty shell of despairing eyes of the surviving Youkols. The belief became superstition, and the reality became legend. Makes you think, doesn't it? A ghost ship appearing exactly every 50 years with carcasses of mammoths that were eaten in a feast, and that would explain the trade that the lectures said about, that they were trading some mammoth skins, bones and this and that. I think I'm gonna end up on that phantom ship at some point. Very interesting lecture, very interesting legend. Although if it comes every 50 years, right? And it was 100 years or so when the empty one arrived, that would have been just before the revolution and what the professor told about, before Soviets actually reclaimed Siberia and turned the tribes into Russian tribes, or well, call it whatever you want. It was still better than what Spanish did to what Spanish did to Mayans. Anyway, let's see what we can do with the train.